This podcast features intuitive, psychic, and spiritual impressions provided for entertainment and personal development purposes. Nothing in this episode should be considered medical, psychological, legal, or financial advice. The host is not a licensed professional. All guests participate voluntarily and understand that personal stories or emotions may naturally arise. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Sael podcast. My name is Farah. I'm a psychic medium and channel, and in this podcast, I channel healing energy and guide guests on journeys that serve their highest good. With every episode, we embark on a new teaching, new realizations, new ideas, inspiration for moving forward. I invite you to remember to guide your own being from within with every step you take, including while listening to each podcast episode, for every human being is unique and individual. And teachings may arise that may or may not apply to all beings, and they may not apply to the guests themselves in every moment of their lives, except for the moment in which it is shared. So I invite you to join and to listen with discernment, guided with your own inner knowing, to take on what resonates and discard the rest. Allow yourself to hear the cry of your ancestors flowing through you like your own. Allow yourself to see the tears that held you as you were born. We wish we didn't see the pain of others, but it reminded us of how we came to be. Especially the pain of those who touch our daily lives, our upbringing, the way we come about in the world. We're learning from our ancestral lineage and passing on wisdom while closing some open tabs. There are times when we wish we didn't come into the world the way we did, to the family that we did, in the context that we did. Know you're not alone. Know that you are not alone. And that everything that surrounds you, even here and now, mirrors your greatness. We hold imprints from others, from society, on how to live the best outcome possible. Some of us consume that from TV shows and social media as well. This often comes up because all these influences print. That's what is an imprint. Print on our vessel. Sovereignty means that we recognize where those imprints come from and consciously decide if we want to take it on or surrender it. The imprints that are passed on from our ancestral lineage are powerful. Otherwise, they don't survive. They don't pass on. They are powerful imprints of divine teaching. They move us deeply. They trigger. They bother, perhaps. And that is because we carry the exact medicine to unlock this healing. If not fully, a little bit more than the lifetime before. When I go about my day-to-day, I'm often reading energy. I read energy of people, I read my own energy. And in reading my own energy and receiving intuitive insights, I'm called to dig further, and being a little bit curious and stubborn, I go beyond. I go beyond the small hint or nudge. I go after it. I chase it. I chase it back to the roots. If I am at a point where I am strong, stable, secure, to hold the effect of the upheaval, of the healing, of the transformation. When energy moves like a tsunami, when a tsunami comes, it moves. And if we're not strong, rooted, grounded, we are way picked up with it. And so we can rush our healing, but it's actually more wise to discern when we are able to hold what healing needs of our being and energy. And practicing gratitude, I have found, helps keep me humble and grounded and even safe and secure, because it reminds me to note all of the good and beautiful and divine gifts in my life. And so in that, I am anchored. I know I am safe. I am guarded. I am protected. And I can surrender and move forward, knowing that what I need finds me. What I want wants me. I'm seeing a fruit as I share this, a very scrumptious plum, and it's going riper and riper, and inside of the plum is a seed. And I go and take the seed and I plant the seed. But I must wait. I must wait for seasons to come, depending on when in the time of the year that I plant the seed. If I plant the seed now, and I water, nurture, take care of it until it grows, the seed has a journey of its own. If you don't water the seed, it doesn't grow. And if you consistently water the seed, it moves. Going from seed to this scrumptious, ripe, delicious looking fruit takes a minute, a long one. It's a season of growth, literally, where the seed grows into a small stalk, and then the tree, and then the fruit. We are endless. Recirculation of seeds growing and harvesting and growing and harvesting and growing, harvesting. A variety of seeds. And sometimes we replant seeds. Often we pick up seeds on the way. But the sun shines, regardless of the day, the reason, and the season. The sun shines. And light enters our life in every era, in every cycle, through every moment, and every hurdle. Light encompasses our process. Light knows. The sentence channels often, and sometimes I resist saying it out loud, because I wonder, what does that really mean? Light knows. Light knows. Light knows to shine on the seed as it grows. Light knows to show up in our lives at every point of our journey, whether we think we have made it or whether we have given up on beginning. Light knows. Light knows to persist. Light knows to shine. Light knows to heal. And light works because through photosynthesis, plants grow through light with the support of light. Light is part of their process. We can't keep on living in this world without being encompassed by light. And it is when we put on the blinders we stumble, we worry, we feel lost and alone. But light never leaves. The sun rises every morning, and the moon joins every evening. We can't yell at the seedling when it has just begun to grow, because it's not the tree yet. We must step back, consistently show up, and witness. Learn how to nourish a seed, which reflects our own inner knowing of how to nourish who we are and those we love, our furry friends or humans in our lives, children, parents, neighbors, communities. By nurturing a seed of any sort in our lives, whether it's a literal seed that you may be planting on your balcony outside, like I am, or whether it's a new project, a new idea, a new relationship. We give what we have been open to receiving. And we can change that by changing either side of the equation, and the other side of the equation will reflect such a change. For example, if we are lacking a certain amount of energy in our life, whether that's a specific outcome or a word or how somebody shows up in our life, change one and you change the other. So you can change how you give, what energy you give into something, and energy comes back. And if there's a delay on the way, it's an invitation to nurture the part of us that is assessing the wait as a delay, rather than witnessing it as part of the process, part of the journey, part of a higher timeline. And that requires trust and being honest with ourselves, being willing to look inwards rather than blame the world outside or outcomes we have yet to create for ourselves. This also invites us to take responsibility and own where we are, what we have poured into something, and what we're willing to receive on the other end. Giving and receiving is one and the same. When we see all of us as part of one, connected, united, it doesn't matter if we're giving or receiving, because giving is also receiving, and receiving meant giving. So you change one, change the other. When we step out of our own context, connect with others, learn their methods and ways and processes, we support our journey. We remove blind spots. We learn to grow alongside people. And that's also essential. Maybe it's designed for you in this way, for you. So don't worry on how to get the next thing, offer, client, project, person. Give yourself fully what that thing would generate in your life. And this may not be literal. Sometimes it's a small gesture, but it creates the energy. And so, for example, let's say I'm putting out an advertisement for a specific product, and I want it to resonate wide. I want people to receive, connect with it, and celebrate it and share it. I have to do that myself. I have to try on the product, enjoy it, share it, celebrate it. That's how it begins, truly. And if we keep pushing against the same habit or the same energy, then it's an invitation to go even deeper and ask for support. Where do I find myself unworthy of receiving something that I block it? And also preventing myself from giving it to myself and to others. Why do I find that sensation in myself? And notice what came up is not why do I feel unworthy? Why do I find this sensation in myself? Very neutral, very curious. Very subtle, inquisitive, detective-like inquiry. And I find that I've inherited ideas on belonging by surviving. There, as a tribe, as a community. I find that I unearthed the voice of a woman whose bread came from following the exact playbook everybody around had followed. I find myself reaping the harvest of a parent whose work never saw the light. And I honor them. I thank them. I also am the sole responsible for untying those loose ends within me. I also unearthed financial dynamics inherited that blame one partner or when one partner hides. And again, I take full responsibility for untying those loose ends. I thank the ancestors that brought on this energy today. I release them. I thank them for what they showed me. I thank them for what they showed me. And I ask them to take with them what they gave. Take back what they had passed on. I take what is mine now. I take ownership of my destiny. And that itself is not enough. The decision is the beginning, is the direction, the vision. To choose this freedom, to choose my own beliefs, to choose my own story, to choose what history I leave the next ones with. And so I rewrite it. I rewrite it from the very beginning. What is money? What is money? What is money? Money to me is like food. It's a resource. It isn't in abundance in certain spaces and environments. It is also in shortage in other environments. And yet we waste almost 40% of it in America alone. Food is a resource. I choose what to buy. I choose what ingredients to make of it. I can plant seeds for it, and I can harvest it. I can learn how to make certain types of it, such as dairy or other delicacies. And food is like money. We can decide what and how much of it suits our day-to-day. We can also decide to change our minds over time about what we need based on our physiology, our home life, our circumstances, our growing family needs. What is money? Money is energy. Money is energy. Money is energy. Money is energy. Energy doesn't lie. Energy does not disappear. Energy cannot be destroyed. Energy is transformable. Energy is transferable. Energy is learnable. So what kind of energy is the energy of money? Your answer reflects the imprint you had placed on money from a young age that may have not been updated since then, or that you still carry within you until today. Maybe not consciously, but that is subtly, unconsciously controlling, managing, and reflecting your financial reality. Money is like a mirror. The energy is quite neutral. That energy is very clear. Money's energy is you. Money's energy is you. Money's energy is you. So the more that you grow, evolve, the wealthier you experience your reality. Money reflects us. The energy of the money is so transparent. And it takes on whatever imprint we assign it. So this is your invitation to select what kind of meaning you place on money, which dictates your engagement with money. Money is neutral, and if you don't like what you see, look in every detail and see if there are patterns. And if nothing comes, pray. Ask for divine guidance and whether it comes through a book, podcast, something your neighbor shares, or a friend. Money has an imprint that we assign to ourselves when we are young. And a way to clearly assess whether that imprint is a cover of what's true or the actual truth for you. Money has a different story to tell, and it's not one of Adam and Eve-like story where we are punished for taking. Instead, it goes like this, where Adam and Eve are strolling in a plot of land with abundance of fruits, and they don't want it, so they don't pick anything, because there's already a basket full of fruit on the land ready for them to devour. Money is available. We have grown to become incompletely in denial of this fact. Incomplete because there's a minute when there's less fruit on the table. But the rest of the story is that the fruits come and go. We eat the fruit, there's one fruit less on the table. More fruit appears the next day. Money has a story to tell right now for you listening. Ancestral lineage has more to play with how we engage and create and receive money in this lifetime. It is worthwhile asking 2 questions. How did they experience money, my ancestors? You don't have to go so far down the line. You can start with grandparents, parents, and yourself. How did they experience money? How did they experience money? And who did they want money for? Now that you've answered these questions, I want you to ask yourself, where do I experience money in a similar way even today? What do I want to do with money? What do I want money for? I invite you to journal with these prompts and reflect. Write to me what comes up for you and share it with others. Share it with your friends. Maybe share it even with your parents if you feel comfortable, or your siblings. It could be equally healing for them as well. Money is clear, and money wants you. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I certainly have. And I'm glad you're here. I hope to see you on the next one. Do share and subscribe if this resonates, and to stay up to date with all of the new Sael podcast episodes. See you on the next one. Thank you for joining. If you wish to participate as a guest on this podcast, you can submit an interest form below in the show notes. To learn more about Sael and the intuitive guidance and coaching, I invite you to join my Substack community where I share channeled reflections, insights, and more. Join me at withsael.com. That's withsael.com. I wish you sovereign being, and hope to see you on the next one with light and love and healing for all. Your host, Sael.